Absolutely. Now, approximately 4 in 10 adults older than 25 years have hypertension or high blood pressure, as it's more commonly known as well. Now, this means that nearly 1 billion people have hypertension in the world, and the unfortunate statistic is that around 50% of these people are unaware of their condition, and of those who are aware of their condition, half do not take any action to control their blood pressure, either through lifestyle changes or medication. Now, this morning, Dr. Darren Green joins us to chat about the silent killer of high blood pressure. Indeed. Dr. Darren, nice to have you. Yes, like, this is scary. It is the silent killer. I mean, a lot of people, might have high blood pressure, but they're completely unaware as to, that they actually have it. But at what point does it become hypertension? I mean, you have high blood pressure, but at what point would you consider it hypertension and potentially very, very bad for you?
Sure, so people need to understand that abnormal blood pressure is essential to maintain all the organs in the body. So you need a certain amount of pressure in this host pipe system that's being controlled by the pressure that's exerted from the heart as it pumps blood through the rest of the host pipe, so to say, which is the blood vessels. So when you're functioning normally, 120 over 80, your systolic over diastolic blood pressure, 120 represents the higher blood pressure when the heart actually is busy contracting, that we call systole. And then the bottom one, which is the 80, for example, is the diastole, when it's in its relaxed state.
So that's the pressure that remains in the arteries.
Correct, and that's your normal blood pressure. Obviously, according to your size and weight and age, those values change. But a typical adult blood pressure, we all use 120 over 80 as an easy cutoff. But when your blood pressure moves up slowly to a position of about 140 over 90, in other words, when the bottom one is above 90 and the top one is above 140, that's when you have official diagnosis of hypertension.
Are we talking when you're in terms of resting heart rate, so not when you've done any kind of activity or anything like that?
Yes, you mean blood pressure, 100%. So, and also we don't make a once-off diagnosis of hypertension based on one reading. We need more than 2 readings, for example, that are elevated to diagnose hypertension, and preferably in relaxed conditions. You get white coat hypertension where people are anxious about going to the doctor and checking it, and then it pushes the blood pressure up, etc. So we often then fit them with what we call ambulatory devices. They can walk around with them, go home. We can monitor their blood pressure while they sleep, even for a period of 24 hours. But generally what people need to understand is not only are you at risk of damaging the other organs in the body and leading to complications in the cardiovascular system, when you have a blood pressure above 140 over 90, damage already can start even before that. So if your blood pressure is between 120 over 80 and 140 over 90, you should certainly be vigilant about adapting lifestyle features to get it down.
Brilliant. Well, we are going to be talking about hypertension a little bit more with a good doctor a little bit later on this morning. If you have any questions or if you are suffering from hypertension, give us a shout. 08391333728. We'd love to hear from you, and the good doctor, Dr. Darren Green, is standing by to answer all of your questions right now. Here's Zoe to find out what's still ahead.